Picking out house-made artisan sausage can be like choosing ice cream at the parlor. Which one do I want? Chorizo is definitely one of my favorites, and it's loaded with flavor. I'm going to use it today to make my chorizo sausage scramble. I'm Michael Williams, and that's what we're cooking on the coast. In North America, there's technically two different kinds of chorizo sausage. There is the fully cooked and dry form that you kind of slice like salami, and then there's the, the cured that we slice up and incorporate into dishes. And this, just to confuse things even more, is basically just a fresh sausage inspired by the flavors of chorizo. So that's what we're working with here today. I'm gonna cut this open. And what I want to do is I want to cut the casings open so I can get the meat out. It's already wonderfully flavored, and it's going to incorporate all kinds of great, taste and wonderfulness into our dish. So a bit of a head start on the flavor profile. So with my sharp knife, I'm just going to cut like so and open up those casings. Now I can very easily peel them off, and we've got that awesome sausage meat ready to go into the pan. Now, let's get just a touch of oil in, and then we'll get those sausages into the pan. We'll break them up a little bit. And I'm just gonna give a quick wash over here. Gotta keep sanitation paramount. So this dish is absolutely fantastic, one of my favorites. And when it comes to breakfast, I love eating breakfast for dinner as well. Lunch, dinner, breakfast, it fits in anywhere. It's a really flexible dish, loaded with flavor. And it's a carb light dish, which a lot of us seem to be striving for these days. While our sausage cooks away there, I am going to chop up some purple cabbage. Fantastic vegetable to incorporate into your diet. A lot of us don't get enough of the purple hue in our diet. A lot of experts are talking about incorporating the whole spectrum of colors, the reds, the purples, the greens. It's really important to get all those different colors from what I've learned. And purple cabbage is, I think, the best cabbage there is. I love it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna slice this fairly thin so that we can add it to the pan right as that chorizo is finished cooking. So nice thin slices. We won't cook it for too long, so basically right at the tail end of the cooking process for the sausage, we'll throw in the cabbage. And we got more than enough there. Okay, so let's give this a bit more of a stir. We'll continue breaking up that sausage. It's looking great, smells incredible. There's so much flavor in these sausages, I love them. They're one of my favorites. Okay. So, we're well into the cooking process here. I think I'm good to add in that cabbage. So let's do that. Right here, one of the handiest tools in the kitchen. I love my pastry bench knife, as it's technically called. I used this in my apprenticeship. It was one of the mandatory pieces of equipment as a baker's tool. But I didn't do very much baking, so it kind of just sat around in my toolbox for a long time until I realized that, hey, it picks up vegetables as well. Fantastic tool for that, keeping your station clean and organized. So we're gonna let that do its thing. In the meantime, we're gonna get our eggs ready. Time to crack some eggs. So I'm just gonna crack them into this dish. We'll go with 3. We're making, breakfast for 4 people right now. So maybe we should go with 4 eggs. What do you think? Let's do that. So 1 more. Great. And now to add a little bit of richness to the scrambled eggs, what I'd like to do is add some whipped cream. So I'm just going to grab some whipping cream from the fridge. And then to get that all incorporated, of course, we're going to need a whisk. All right, so let's get those eggs, whipping cream all mixed together. Now that whipping cream really adds a nice richness to our scramble. So feel free to incorporate that. You can also use coconut milk too if you have, the dairy sensitivity. Now this dish was created for specifically Headway Victoria. Headway Victoria works here in Victoria with individuals who have Parkinson's and epilepsy. And there's been a lot of interesting research that eating a ketogenic diet may potentially benefit people with epilepsy. So I was tasked on creating some fun recipes for them. We did a few, and this is one of them. It's a great dish. And for those of you that don't know, a ketogenic diet basically replaces, the heavy processed carbs with fat. So you're eating a lot more fat, some protein, minuscule vegetables, and absolutely no bread, rice, potatoes, anything like that. Once we're in a state of ketosis, our body loves to burn fat for energy, and that's kind of the goal of it. Now, let's take a look at our scramble here, our stir fry, I should say. Basically, we've got some chorizo sausage and some purple cabbage that we've stir fried. A lot of flavor, a lot of salt, sodium, everything else that's already mixed in with that sausage. I want to kick the heat up just a little bit though. I love spice, so optionally, you can add in some hot sauce. Grab your favorite one, it doesn't matter, and put in as much as you're comfortable with. I'm a big fan of hot sauce. I use it a lot, and it's a great way to just add an extra kick. It's also a great way for you to, cater to those in the family who maybe don't like spice. You can create a dish super mild, add the hot sauce in afterwards for yourself if you're the only one who likes it. So, we're gonna be back later in the show to pull together our chorizo sausage scramble, but before that, we're taking a road trip. You won't wanna miss it.
Cookin' on the Road is brought to you by Cold Star Solutions, an integral part of Vancouver Island's grocery supply chain for 20 years.
I'm currently surrounded by a bunch of curious ladies at Five Cedars Farm, here with Dwayne. Hey, thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
Really looking forward to learning a little bit about what life is like in the day of an egg farmer.
Life, it starts early in the morning.
Yeah.
We're in the barns here at about 5:30 a.m. Walk the barns.
Yeah.
To check the overall health of the bird.
Yeah.
Look for eggs on the floor.
Right.
Write down how much water, how much feed they've gone through.
Okay.
And we'll do that twice a day.
Yeah.
There's 1,500 birds in this barn.
1,500, okay.
1,500, so there's 12,000 on the farm.
And these are free range, of course?
These are free range
Which
birds.
means they have access to the outdoors.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the doors are open about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And they'll close when it gets dark.
Okay.
We close them manually.
Hello.
They naturally just come in when it gets dark. It's our survival instincts away from the predators.
Of course, yeah.
Naturally curious animals.
Yeah, I can tell that already. As soon as I arrive, they're like, oh, who's this guy? It's a new guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's he all about? Yeah.
They come out and check you out.
One of my big things, as a human being, I'm hugely into animals. I love animals. I love nature. Obviously, for me, I think the chicken comes before the egg. Wouldn't that be fair to say?
Absolutely.
Because you got to take care of your chickens to get your eggs, right?
If you don't care for your animals, they're not going to care for you.
Yeah,
for
right.
Sure. For sure.
I'm loving this. Look at this. They like my ring, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it all starts in the chick barn where we raise them.
Yeah.
We get them at a day old.
Yeah.
We watch their weights. We watch the feed that goes into them. So
right.
the feed's all milled at a feed mill. You got guys who are trained for nutrition that formulate all the feed.
Yeah.
Their nutrition is probably better than 90% of us.
Nice specified diet, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. I wish I had someone doing that for me. I would love to see the finished product. Do you think we can have a look at some eggs? I'm sure you've got some house full of eggs somewhere.
We got a house full of eggs. We'll pick some fresh off the belt for you.
Let's go check it out. Now that is an excellent specimen right there. Free range, beautiful. You're hard at work.
Absolutely.
How fast do you need to be for this conveyor belt? I'm sure you
If I turn the conveyor up full volume, I gotta be fast.
Yeah. 11,000 a day coming out of just this barn?
Not just this barn. 1,500 eggs a day coming out of this barn, and 2 more barns. All 3 of them will be 12,000 birds.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Absolutely keeps us hot.
Keeps you cracking.
Keeps us cracking.
Yeah,
Well, we try not to crack.
No, yeah, absolutely. You don't want to do that. What makes a great egg?
A great farmer.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We care for our animals. We watch out for them. Make sure
Let me help.
the feed is all set for them. They get proper nutrition.
Yeah.
Bird weights are on. We weigh the birds once a week to see where they are sitting.
Right. There's a lot of thought, effort, and intention that's going into great eggs. Mind if I crack one of these open?
Absolutely. Help yourself.
Beautiful. Now, what makes that bright colored yellow yolk?
Most of it's feed.
Okay.
If you have a good corn diet, you have a really beautiful yellow yolk.
Yeah.
If there's more wheat put in the diet, you'll have more of a pale color yolk.
Okay. And wheat and corn, they're both great feeds for the chickens, right?
Nutritionally, they're all excellent.
So a bright yellow yolk doesn't necessarily mean a better egg.
Not at all.
Dwayne, thank you so much for introducing me to your ladies. It's been a pleasure. I've learned tons. Awesome.
It's been great having you here.
Yeah, thank you. We're back in the kitchen as we continue to create our chorizo sausage scramble. Super fun dish, lots of great flavor busting out of this, and no fear of fat in this dish, absolutely. Ketogenic diet, ketogenic dish. Now, you don't have to be eating keto to enjoy this. It's just loaded with flavor, and I love it. It's a great kind of breakfast, brunch, lunch, or dinner. So we're gonna get some butter into our pan. It really is fun not being afraid of fat. I never have worried about it for myself personally. Not to say that I, go and search it out and go overboard, but no problem using butter in my cooking. We're gonna be using some avocado later to get some more wonderful whole food fat. We've got whipping cream in here. Could you be using coconut milk instead? So let's get our eggs into the pan. A little bit of a lower heat. We've got it on about 5, so medium. And then what we're gonna do is we're just going to keep those eggs moving a little bit. And as they come together, try and incorporate a little bit of air into them, get them nice and fluffy. We could stand to be just a touch hotter, so I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. Okay, and this won't take too long to come together. Now, while that's cooking, I'm gonna show you exactly how to approach an avocado, like a pro. Would you like that? You want to be a pro with an avocado. This is how you do it. Now, a little bit of comfort with a knife is necessary, and also a nice sharp knife. Really important to have a nice edge on your blade to do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hold the avocado in my hand. If you're not comfortable with that, you could put it on the cutting board, but I do prefer to hold it. So I'm gonna hold it in my hand, and I'm gonna very gently use that nice sharp edge. I'm not gonna push too hard. And once I'm on the pit, which I am now, I'm gonna turn the knife and then basically just turn the avocado around on the knife until I meet up with my original cut. That's it. Now, a little twist, and with a little tap on that pit and another twist, that's how you roll. So, let's just keep going here. We'll give our eggs a stir. And there's enough heat left in that pan for me to actually just pull it off the heat. Beautiful. You know what I didn't do yet though? You know what I forgot? I forgot to season them. Got to get some seasoning in there. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of paprika. Let's get that going. Oh yeah, I love my black pepper. Paprika, wonderful. Okay, now we can turn that off. Great, so let's just set that aside. We'll keep working on our avocado here. Now, I do want some diced avocado, so I'm gonna keep working at it here, and I'm just gonna cut. And again, I'm being really careful because I am holding that avocado. I wanna obviously not cut through that skin, so I'm using almost next to no pressure. Just letting that sharp edge kind of do its job. And just like that, We've diced our avocado. Now all we need is a spoon so we can scoop it out. So I'm gonna grab a spoon and I'm just going to scoop just like this. I'm gonna scoop our already diced avocado. Had to work around the little stem piece there. And we'll turn those out onto the cutting board, like so. Beauty. So, get rid of our stem piece. Actually, I almost lost it there. The most nutritious part of the avocado is right here. That part of the dark green that's right up against the flesh. So you want to make sure you don't lose that. That's the good stuff right there, the vitamin loaded. Let's do one more garnish here, and then we'll start building our plate, okay? Green onions. Now, I've shown you guys this before, but I'm gonna show you again. I love my cutting techniques. I love helping you guys kind of ease your way through the kitchen. Give you options as well. Nice sharp knife, washed green onions. You can just cut them straight off like so. You can cut them on a 45-degree angle, and it kind of changes things a little bit. But absolutely my favorite way to cut green onions is like this. Cut them into a section, and then basically we're just gonna julienne. Like so. We got more than we need here in my hand, so that's fine. We'll just kind of stop right there, and then we end up with these beautiful bits of green onion. Let's start building our plate, shall we? So, a couple of plates. We'll throw those down. Get the butter out of the way. And let's start with our cabbage and sausage. Let's get that down on the plate. Make a bed from the cabbage and sausage. Spread it out a little bit. Wonderful colors and flavors coming together here. Our scrambled eggs next. Even on their own, this is a wonderful, wonderful breakfast. But you know what? I don't even eat breakfast myself. I'm a fan of intermittent fasting. You may have heard of that. It's become quite popular these days. Basically, skip breakfast, eat lunch and dinner. In between, a couple of snacks here and there if you need it. It's changed my life, to be honest. So, we got our sausage, we got our cabbage, we got our scrambled eggs. My favorite salsa in the world, this mango salsa. And you know, it works really well with the heat and the spice. We're gonna complement it with a little bit of sweetness. That mango salsa has a lovely sweetness to it. And when you balance sweet with spicy, it really calms the spice down a little bit. A little bit of sweetness, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. A little bit of green onion. A little bit of avocado. Oh, this looks incredible. You know what? I can't wait though. I'm gonna have a little taste of our sausage right out of the pan here. Such a nice kick on that. Stop the timer. Here it is, our chorizo sausage scramble.
Pairings are brought to you by Liquor Plus. Discover the plus.
What will make our recipe even better is the right beverage pairing. And with me right now is Dave from Vancouver Island Brewing.
Awesome.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. I created a chorizo sausage scramble for us today. You know, mango salsa, a little bit of sweetness, lots of spice, a little extra hot sauce in there.
Nice.
What do you think is going to pair up really nicely with this?
Well, seeing as it's my inspiration here is it's a breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
So I thought our Dominion dark lager would actually be a really nice fit. It's this used to be known as Herman's, so we did rebrand it.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, same recipe more or less. We just changed the name because there was a bit of confusion about it.
Okay. Yeah, Dominion dark lager.
Yeah, and
awesome.
it features the Dominion Observatory.
Right on. I'd love to try that.
Which is quite cool. Yeah. Yeah. So I'll crack this open.
All right.
So this is a Schwarz beer. It's a German dark lager.
Yeah.
One of the things you're going to get the most of from this is just it's got, like I said, there's a lot of dark roasty flavor, so it's going to have a lot of kind of coffee characteristics, that kind of thing, which obviously I thought would go well. And a lot of that roastiness is going to go with the caramelized sugars and the spice from the chorizo, and you're just going to get a lot of complementary flavors.
A coffee-inspired beer to go with our breakfast for dinner. Good thinking.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
It. Smells fantastic. I'm a huge dark beer fan.
This one's for you.
You know, I haven't had Herman's for a long time, so this is the rebranded Herman's Dominion Dark Lager. It's fantastic. I love it.
And the recipe is spot on right now. It's fantastic.
Well, let's see how it stacks up to our chorizo sausage scramble. Get a little bit of sausage with that. I think you've done really well, Dave. I'm impressed. That is awesome. It's such a great, back and forth. There's a lot of flavor coming out of this.
Yeah, you were getting the roastiness and then...
and the sweetness in here with the spice of the chorizo.
Exactly.
Holy, that's amazing.
And when you have a malty beer like this as well, what malt does is actually soothe spicy heat. So if you find you're eating something that's way too spicy for it, if you have a malt-forward beer, it will actually kind of soothe that heat.
Don't grab the milk, grab the Dominion Dark
Exactly,
Lager.
yeah.
I'm into that. That
Exactly.
sounds awesome.
This is a fantastic dish too, a really nice combination of flavors with the mango, the chorizo, the egg. So it's a great dish, great presentation as well. And then the beer kind of brings out that kind of coffee kick that you would get from having a dish like this in the morning.
It's a match made in heaven.
It is.
Thanks so much for being in studio today.
My pleasure.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, pleasure. Check out our website where you'll find info about today's show. I'm Michael Williams. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, dinner's better when we eat it together. Let's tuck into this.
Cheers.